Welcome back to the Junk Room of Love, guys. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you with a whole new video. So what are we going to look at today? Well, we're going to look at 10 of the most dangerous toys ever released. Now, I'm not going to talk about toys that didn't get released, like the rocket-firing Boba Fett. Come on, we can't talk about that in every video. We're going to look at 10 toys, sadly, there's no action figures on this list, that got released that was dangerous. Now, before we get into the list, as always, like to support this channel, head over to patreon.com, become a Patreon supporter, or go to thatjunkman.com and buy a t-shirt like this one right here. Now, we got all that out of the way. I know you're tired of hearing it, but it's got to be said. Let's count down the 10 most dangerous toys ever made, starting with number 10. Seems like a good place to start, if you ask me. And we're going to look at some dots. Aqua Dots. How dangerous could it be to play with some little beads that you glued together? I know what you're thinking. They're a choking hazard. Come on, toy companies. You have to know these little balls are going to get stuck in kids' throats. Nope, that's not why they're on this list. The problem with Aqua Dots, it was the glue that was used to coat the beads that would allow them to stick together. Soon after the release, kids started to vomit and even go into comas. Seems the glue was used in a chemical known as GHB, but it's probably best known by its street name, the date rape drug. Now, the first thing Spin Masters did was recall this toy. The second thing, blame China. And then, a year later, Spin Masters released Pixons, which was just Aqua Dots renamed, and I hope they used some different glue this time. The toy is still popular and can be found in toy stores today. Now, let's look at number 9. Hey kids, would you like to be just like your dad, out there working in the tool shed? Do you want to lose your finger thanks to a rotating saw blade, just like old Pop? Well, now you can. Now you can be just like your 8-finger dad with these small, kid-sized working power tools. Not only can you drill holes in your bedroom wall, you can also use that table saw to cut off your annoying sister's leg, or take that working circular saw to take off your sister's hand the next time she won't let you play with her flubber. They're not just power tools, they're power tools for kids. Come on, toy companies. How do you even get this far with it to make it to the stores? No one at your toy company said, hey, we shouldn't release power tools that actually work for kids. What are we up to? Number 8. In the 80s, one of the most popular toys was Cabbage Patch Dolls. And by the 90s, the popularity was starting to wane. So in 1997, the company wanted to bring life back into Cabbage Patch Dolls, so they released the Snack Time Cabbage Patch Doll. Just use the toy food that was included with the doll and watch it chew and chew until it's all down. The problem with the doll, it didn't come with a stop button, and kids were having hunks of skin ripped from their head when their hair would get caught in the doll's mouth and it would keep chewing and chewing. Some kids even reported having their fingers chewed on, and I bet some boys got other things chewed on also. I mean, it was a cute doll and everything. Now, number 7. One of the best candy toys out there in the world is Pez. Who doesn't like a Pez candy? How could Pez be bad? Well, in the 1950s, the biggest craze going around was science fiction toys, and the most popular back then was the ray gun. So the Pez Toy Company wanted to merge their candy with ray guns. And they came up with the Pez dispenser gun. Just load the small brick-shaped candy into the handle of the gun, pull back the spring loader, place the barrel of the gun into your mouth, and pull the trigger. Fire that small candy deep in the back of your throat. And maybe if you're lucky, you can make a game out of it. See if you can hit that little thing dangling in the back of your throat. Say that's an extra 10 points if you hit that one just right. Quickly, Pez pulled this item from release. Now, number 6. When you're living the best of both worlds, being a pop star can be pretty fun. And you could be just like Hannah Montana. If you didn't want to be like Hannah Montana, you could be like Miley, or Oliver, or Lily. You could be anyone you wanted to be in the Hannah Montana card game. How could a playing card game about Hannah Montana be so dangerous? The card game was released in 2007 and was pretty popular with tween girls. That was until lab tests found that it contained 75 times the legal level of lead, the second most dangerous household toxin in existence. Reports came in of kids throwing up while playing this game, but that's probably mostly because they got the Billy Ray Cyrus card. Now, number 5. If there's one thing that's very safe for kids to play with, it's glass. And how much fun would it be to make your own glass? That sounds safe and fun. The Gilbert Glass Blowing Kit. Just place the molding glass in a wand, then place the wand into your mouth, and you can make your own glass. And don't forget to light the alcohol-fueled flame to heat up that glass. Not only did you have kids making glass, a flame, you had kids that looked like they were smoking meth. Okay, number 4. In the early 1960s, to compete with Silly Putty, Hasbro teamed up with Disney to release Flubber. And almost as soon as it was released, Hasbro was flooded with calls with kids having rashes on their body or sore throats. The Flubber ball, as the package says, was a harmless, non-toxic ball. Hasbro quickly recalled Flubber, and an urban legend was born that Hasbro had to bury all the recalled toy balls because it was too risky to burn them, trash them, and they would not sink in the ocean. After burying these balls, the rumor goes that Hasbro paved a parking lot over the Flubber graveyard. Now, I think we're at number 3. One thing that's always been a popular toy item with kids, toy guns. But in 1960, the Austin Magic gun went beyond just being a toy gun. This toy gun used calcium carbide, a chemical that undergoes a huge explosion reaction when mixed with water, to fire off the ping pong ball out of the muzzle. This would cause a huge fireball to fire from the gun's barrel. Believe it or not, this toy was quickly removed from toy shelves. Surprise, surprise. Number 2. And this is a toy I actually remember having, and I bet most of you had it out there too, or a lot of you did. Lawn darts. I remember my brother had these, and I remember we saved up for months green stamps to take our green stamp book to the green stamp store and trade them in for lawn darts. What were lawn darts? It was an oversized dart. In the game, you were supposed to toss them and have them stick into the ground. But for most kids, like my brother and myself, and I'm sure many of you, we would throw them straight up in the air as high as we could, tilt our heads back to watch them fall back to the ground and stick into the dirt. I can't imagine if this thing ever hit somebody on the head what would happen. I bet half of the dart would go into their skull. And God forbid if it hit an eye or somewhere on their face, or even just landed on their foot. Lawn darts is famous for being one of the most dangerous toys ever made. But I don't think it's as dangerous as what we have at number 1. In the 1950s, there was one thing kids really loved to do. Make their own atom bomb, and you could with the Gilbert Atom Lab Kit. This atomic lab kit came with 3 different types of uranium. Yes, uranium! This kid toy came with actual uranium. It wasn't just tap water in a bottle that said uranium. It really came with uranium. 3 different types. I didn't even know there were 3 different types. Kids playing with this thing would love making atomic bombs so much they would be glowing, inside and out, for weeks. But don't worry, it also came with a working Geiger counter so you could measure the amount of radiation you had received. And who is this Gilbert guy? I mean, this is like the second toy on this list, and believe me, when I was researching this, I found like 4 or 5 other toys made by Gilbert. I bet it was that damn Gilbert Godfrey. Anyway, that's a look at 10 of the most dangerous toys ever released. Let me know in the comments below, did you have any of these toys? Do you wish you did? Did you play with lawn darts? Did you throw them up as high as you could and watch them fly down to the ground? Did you ever make atomic bombs? Did you have Flubber? Did you like the Hannah Montana card game as much as I did? It was a lot of fun until you got that Rico card. Anyway, thank you for watching. As always, please subscribe to the channel. Hit thumbs up so I know you like my... Looks like Indy wants to go to bed and is tired of hearing me telling you to thumb up my video. Well, till the next video, we'll talk again.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.